Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to more Path of Exile 2. Now, my brother got me the early access as a gift for Christmas, and I'm all for it. I'm happy he did. I enjoy the game. I really think that the game is great. I was playing my witch, who's a level 17 earlier, and I'm stuck at Graynor or Gaonar or Gonar or whatever his name is. He's the end of, I believe he's the end of the Act 1 boss. Now, wait, I have a quest I can turn in. I forgot, I did that earlier. Now, the reason I'm stuck there is quite simple. I'm stuck there because, well, to be perfectly honest, the minion builds for certain things just they aren't it. Unearth, which is used for the witch, summons bone constructs, which the bone constructs sound great and all, but it's just not there because it does not work, unfortunately. And the reason why it does not work is because, well, you probably guessed it, they're too frail life-wise, or they're too, they just time out. So it's like it's fine to have a skill timeout. It's fine to have a duration. 29% of damage as extra fire damage, spell damage, and level of cold spells. Sure. Oops. Thought that was. And my issue is that I cannot seem to destroy the count at all. And I guess it could be because of me not being good at the game, me not being able to dodge effectively, whatever. It doesn't really matter what the reasoning is. The thing that gets me, and this is the part that really eats at me, is in some cases, if you're summoning minions, right? Like you take a look at Diablo 2 minions, and I'm going to use that as an example comparatively to here. You have Diablo 2 minions that have a life total but not a duration, unless you're doing the revives, at which point they do have a duration, and rightfully so. They also have a life total, but it's not frail. It's a percentage of the actual overall monster's health, but I digress. You have things that have a life total but not a duration. Skeletons, skeletal mages. And because they have unlimited duration, their life total is understandably less, so they can get easily destroyed and you can just replace them. In this game, the bone constructs that you can summon from the ability Unearth have almost half of what my druid has for life here. My druid has 161 life, right? My witch has just over 100 life. She's got like 109. The bone constructs have roughly 90 life. 90 to 102 life, something like that, in that ballpark. Right? I can make 10 of them. When fighting Gronar or Gaonar or whatever his name is at the end of Act 1 here, the boss, they just get eviscerated by the frost fog in one of his phases. So what's the point of having them? And you can't make any more minions because the ones that you kill from him, half the time they don't even drop a corpse to summon a minion from. So now you're just taking a potential minion build and you're just scraping it right off the table and saying, you don't get to use those. Then why even have them in the game? Every other boss that I fought up to this point, or up to that point, I didn't have any issues with. None. I went through, I did damage to them, I beat them. I wouldn't say I steamrolled them, but they were perfectly fine. The large amount of damage my minions did caused them to do damage, and caused them to do a lot of damage on my opponent. But the thing is like, you take a look at this druid by comparison, and you could just almost two-click a druid. Now, yes, these are somewhat lower mobs, but that's only because I'm looking for the witch's tree. Because I haven't killed her yet on him. And yes, a druid is supposed to be bulky. I guess the point I'm getting at is, like, why have summon abilities? Why have summon skills if your summons are going to be both frail and have a 15-second duration? Either leave the duration on them so that you don't have to worry about, like, the minions being around for too long and it being too broken or too overpowered, and as such, you remove the life quantities because they're only going to be around a short time. They could even shorten the duration of minions, and I would be perfectly fine with it. Wait, did she die already? Yeah. She's dead already. Gotta go to the Grim Tangle. But no, that's the thing is, like, if you're gonna have a minion that's weak, that's gonna be frail, okay, fine, have a frail minion, right? No problem there. Then make the frail minion have a duration that's either unlimited or longer. Not longer than unlimited, but longer than 15 seconds. Because right now the bone constructs only last 15 seconds when you summon them. So have the minion last longer than 15 seconds. It's a frail minion. You're going to replace them. You're going to be cycling through minions because they're frail. Like, that's not a hard concept. Or have minions that don't have a duration, or do have a duration, but then their life total is high so that they're not fragile and blown up. And instead of doing that, which seems like the most reasonable choice, instead, they've decided to go the other route, which is, we're going to make it so that the minions are frail and pathetic. Okay, so why would anybody go with a minion build? And of course, my friends tell me, all minion builds actually are just booty cheeks right now because of how bad they are. And it's like, okay. It's like, but why are they? They never explain why that people make minion builds like that. And I think it's because, this is my fervent belief here, I think you have developers that take a look at minion builds that have existed throughout every game and realized when you have too many minions, it's too strong. Granted, you're not in harm's way. There's the potential where you don't ever really get hurt. You just kind of sit in the back and be a commander. All right, I could see where that distinction would kind of rustle the jimmies of certain players. But like, if you don't want people to use minions either don't put minions in the game, or make it limited to a degree where they're not going to be completely absurdly broken. There's ways to limit, but it's a give and take. You can't make your minions frail and have a low duration. That makes zero sense. Like, for example, if you were playing, like with this druid, right? You're in bear form. So your bear form is supposed to be bulky. It's supposed to be this thing that's up there in the face of things, takes damage, gains benefits from taking damage, and so on and so forth. Sounds great. Well, what's the one thing you don't want it to do? So if you're going to gain benefits from taking damage because you're in a bear form, don't you think your bear should have increased armor? Now, if we apply the unearth logic to the bear druid, what would happen is the bear would get negative armor. Ow. That ought to learn him. Stupid druid. Level 2 mana drain. I like that. Yeah, it'd be like giving something that relies on armor class negative armor. Granted, you don't have to rely on the minions as a witch, but it makes leveling a witch a lot easier, because if you rely on just the chaos damage, it doesn't really seem to work that well. And it's like the crowd control required for said character doesn't really, I mean, it slows them down. You could use Frost Nova, you could use that bone circle that I was using, the bone, it's called bone spikes, bone cage, I can't remember. Like, you could use that. But when you use bone cage and everything like that, it's, yeah, it pins them down. It doesn't do all that much damage, but it only prevents them from moving that one time. And then you have to apply more of it and more of it and more of it to get them to reach their flinch or their stun total, etc. It's a bit of a chore, but you can do it. Cemetery of the Eternals continues through the Grim Tangle. Yeah, but to where? Did they say? Mudburrow. Maybe there's something in here called the Mudburrow in the Grim Tangle. Actually, let's go in here. Life per second, damage, and life per second. I do want that, so I'm going to have to go down here and get this. So I do want Resilient Soul. But yeah, I'm building a tank tanky bear druid thing. And we're going to see how well it works. It might not work well at all. It might be absolutely terrible. I love the sound of that. The earth being in upheaval. Like, yeah, that was gonna slowly get to me too, because it was all that damage that was coming in. Wait, was that a scythe? No, a scepter. What do we get for level 3? Wing Blast. Wyvern. Shapeshift into a wyvern and launch yourself backwards with a powerful wing beat that knocks back enemies. Enemies primed for heavy stun will be stunned. Release a shockwave and have a chance to grant you a power charge. Okay. Rolling Magma. Shapeshift Wyvern. What's this do? Well, that's not very good. Shapeshift Wyvern AoE Projectile Fire Detonator. Ball of magma that deals area damage. As it hits the ground, the skill chains. Oh. Converts 100% of physical damage to fire damage. Chains 2 times. Inflicts 100% more flammability magnitude. 100% more ignite magnitude. Impact radius is 1.4 meters. Yeah, you know what? We're going to try it. Why not? Sure, why don't we go with... Before we do any of that, let's take... I want Furious Slam. That's fine. We'll take Lunar Assault off. We'll take Entangle off. We'll take Volcano off. We'll put that in. We'll take Freezing Shards. Freezing Shards is from my weapon, so I can't take that off. Got it. Okay, so I can shapeshift into a dragon. Interesting. Okay, so I can see the thing here. Like, I see the line, kind of. You use this to bathe them in flame, and then you go in for the melee kill with the bear druid. Could work. It's a little clunky, but unless we do Furious Slam there, we do the Rolling Magma there. That way, I could just right-click it. And my left click is my bear attack. My right... Oops. I do that all the time. I hit M for map. Because I'm so used to hitting it for, like, Terraria and everything. But no, I keep thinking back to the Witch. I keep thinking back to how that's... The minion summons are poorly designed in that regard. Oops. And yes, that to me is a poor design choice. And I was trying to equate it earlier to my friend, and then I was also trying to equate it to my mother. My mother plays World of Warcraft. She still does. Even though I stepped away from it and I retired from the game completely, she went back and she started playing it again. And that's fine. She can, she's allowed. I'm not going to say she can't. If she wants to play it and enjoy the game, fine. Hey, I'm not going to stop her. However, while playing World of Warcraft, what I equated it to her there is there's this glyph for frost mages. And the glyph for frost mages says that if you equip it and you put it in your spellbook or whatever, or in your glyph slot, it makes your frostbolt break into 3 shards, right? And it does 60% damage or something like that per shard. Or is it might be 40%. But anyway, it goes to 120% normal damage. So you're gaining 20% of the damage, but your initial hits are smaller. Which is supposed to make it not really the payoff, but it's supposed to make it the balance, the counterpoint, right? You get more hits for less damage, but you get more overall damage. And your water elemental suffers the same fate. Gets more hits for less damage, but greater overall damage. Which is okay design. That's kind of what you want your design to be. Now, where this falls weird and where it falls short... I'm not level 10 yet? What level am I? 1, 2, 3... 2, 3, 4... I think 7. Only 7? Really? Level 8. Sorry. So where this falls short in this philosophy is it would be if your frostbolt is broken down into 3 separate frostbolts that do 30% damage each. So you're getting less damage, but you're getting 3 hits. That's kind of what that turns out to be with the Unearth ability. Did not want the lesser life flask there. Yeah, I'll take it anyway. Anyhow, that's essentially the same thing. It's like saying, you get less. You just kind of have to deal with it, you hope. Where's the guy that's summoning all these things? There he is. Fear, thirst, the cunning. Well, he's dead now. Break up all those urns. Maybe it's just me that thinks that Unearth is seen as, like, nerfed into the dirt. Maybe it's because it was too strong. Maybe they changed it because it was too strong. I can't see why it would be too strong, but if it is, it is. I mean, I kind of wished it wasn't that way. I kind of wished it was actually worthwhile, but I don't know. That's what just makes druids so strong. It's like the plethora of abilities. I mean, you could go with like a werewolf build if you wanted to for a druid. A wyvern build. There's so many to choose from. There's even a spellcaster build. I mean, the druids are cool. I was gonna play, like I said, I was gonna play my witch, and they also have a whole bunch of elemental spells. They have chaos damage, but the chaos damage is DOTs. The key difference is chaos damage. I don't know if they changed it from Path of Exile 1, but I remember chaos damage going through energy shield. No longer goes through Chaos Shield, or yeah, Chaos Shield, Energy Shield. Really want that in there. 5% of damage taken recouped his life. That's gross. Ooh, I can get a new spell. And it's going to be this one, the Wing Blast. Because I already have Rolling Magma. Maybe not. Maybe I don't want that. Who knows? Furious Slam. And that's under just Primal. Okay, so what about under Elemental? Yeah, see, the Druid can get access to things too, like Froth Bomb and whatnot. I could go down here and get Essence Drain. I could start making him like a Curse Witch, but with better abilities. Yeah, see, the daggers aren't quite there yet. You can't get the Quarterstaff one. So I don't have enough dexterity for it. Or the bow. Or the spear. Infernal Cry. War Cry. Form a War Cry empowering the subsequent melee attacks if there are no enemies nearby. Enemies in the War Cry area are destabilized and will combust on death. I'm sorry. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, little thing there, Path of Exile. Warcry should be able to be used in bear form, just saying. I mean, exploding everything that with a fiery war cry of doom. Yeah, we're gonna change up our skills here. As much as I like rolling magma, I don't want that. It's G. As much as I like rolling magma, oops, not that. I want to take the gem out. I want to put this up here, and I want to make this the slam again. This is going to be the war cry. That's going to be empty. Oh, yeah. Imagine your war cry being so powerful that it lights people on fire. Talk about getting people fired up. Was that joke stupid? Yes, it was. Will I say things like that again? Yes, I will. Alright, Mausoleum of the Praetor, and you know what? We're gonna do Tomb of the Consort first. I'm willing to bet that this druid just absolutely dominates the guy at the end of Act 1. And I don't even have any support gems in half this stuff. Imagine if I had the support gems in this stuff. These people were just getting absolutely eviscerated. More so than they are now. It's ridiculous. Bear's just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it. Bear didn't care. Three phases to that thing? Nah, I'm just gonna tank it down, chugging life potions. I mean, I could see where it would be beneficial to run this kind of like setup that I've got going on, but the Warcry, when it takes you out of the bear form, it almost looks like you're losing all of your durability in a flash, which is kind of terrible. So there's those. Those are other gems. Rolling magma. I have more gems here. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that too. Why not? Wow. Mind Core makeshift crossbow. Alright. I mean, I'll chuck it in here. Why not? 34 to 64. Now, the thing is if the is it the weapon I'm using as my main weapon that it actually uses that for my bear form, or is it a different thing? They never actually like elaborate that. You know what? We're gonna come over here. We're gonna grab a couple of those gems. We're gonna see if I can actually do a couple of uncut spirit gems for level. I'm gonna see if I can do a level 4 one. I cannot. Wolfpack. Summons 4 wolves. Herald of Ice. Herald of Ash. Briar Patch. Spell persistent AoE sustained physical duration plant. While active, a portion of the physical attack damage you deal is stored. Casting a spell that uses the stored damage. Wow. Thorny ground's radius is... It's gross. I would probably do that and then shapeshift into bear. That's kind of gross. Not gonna lie. What do we got here? So Maul's got attack speed. Gain fire damage, but deal less cold and lightning damage. Furious Slam, Mace Strike. I already got Fire Attunement, right? Yeah. Deals more physical damage, no chaos, no elemental. Ancestral Boost. Increase area of effect, but it increases the cost multiplier. I kind of like this. Yeah, we'll engrave that. Infernal Cry, Batter Shout. Supported skills consume fully broken armor to trigger physical damage explosions on enemies, but within their range, but cannot themselves break armor. Interesting. Batter Shout, though. Break armor. What does that do? Some skills that break armor, which lowers the target's armor by a specified amount. If this brings the target's armor value to 0, their armor is fully broken for 12 seconds for 4 seconds on players. Okay. I like it. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, it does shapeshift me to the Empyrean Order Channeling Talisman. Or Changeling Talisman. Which sucks. Because I was hoping it was going to leave me as the, wait, did I say Shield Bash? No, Raise Shield. I thought it was going to leave me in with the two-handed Oak Great Hammer. Rip. I guess you can't win them all, but whatever. Fair to say I earned it. Here I am, constantly making bad jokes. Is what it is, though. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that says bad puns. That's how I roll. But I'm wearing a hoodie over it because I'm still a little under the weather. Think Scrabbler, huh? Notice how many actual things you get? Armor and energy shield, armor and evasion rating. Increases armor and evasion. Life, mana, intelligence, but it doesn't... Corrupt dome. Corruption dome. Oh, well. See, like, when my witch came through here, she absolutely shredded the place. Like, for every single minion that died in front of her, she just absolutely, like, pancaked onto another one. That's gonna be huge. Damage taken recouped his life. That's gross. Because, like, my druid here is kind of struggling to get through. Like, he's taking a lot of damage and stuff like that. And then, of course, this boss right here, my witch just absolutely annihilated this thing. Heart of the Tomb. Ran it over like it didn't even exist. Yeah, kind of like that. Kind of just like that. It's absolutely just pooed all over the thing. Lock chance, armor strength, stun threshold, huh? Vitality. Yeah. We're gonna call it here. And again, I love the game. I do. I love the game. I'm very thankful that my brother got it for me for Christmas. Because it's still a ways off from being complete. I can tell that because there's still like half the playable classes missing. The thing that I worry about, and it's a big concern of mine, is that they understand balance to a degree, but it's not like they understand it completely. Like the whole minion thing. If you're gonna put a duration on a minion, make sure that it has life or something to offset the duration. And if you're not gonna put duration on a minion and you're gonna put, say, life on a minion and you're not gonna have duration, make sure the life is low so that the minion offsets the fact that it has unlimited duration. And that's one of those things. It's like, to me, those are basic kind of balances. It's give and take. You are given more of one thing, and they are taking more of one other thing. It's just kind of straightforward, don't you think? At least it's that way to me. But I could be wrong. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, as I know I did. I do love this game. I can't wait for the full thing to come out. I can't wait for it to be... I mean, I'm going to be able to play it all the way up through. But I can't wait to just play more and more and more of it. It's kind of like Ashes of Creation, which I've been playing more of that. I actually started a rogue again in Ashes of Creation because I wanted to see how the items granted through the early stages, how much they affected a rogue's damage. And they do affect the rogue's damage and survivability quite a bit. So look forward for more Ashes of Creation content coming soon. I may do a stream one of these days. Maybe New Year's. Maybe I'll do a New Year's stream. Maybe. We'll see. I'll tinker with that idea. And I'll play Ashes of Creation. Maybe call it like Ashy New Year. Anyway. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I know I did. Like I said. If there's a class or something in PoE 2 you want me to try, if there's a build you want me to try, if there's something you want me to do, let me know. Like, definitely let me know in the comments if you want me to, if you want to see something in Path of Exile. But yeah, hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.